The emergency room is seeing record numbers, not because of bear attacks, not because of snake bites, because of tick bites, alarm over creatures barely larger than a pinhead, but precisely this size poses the danger. Did you know that a tick can stay on your skin for more than 24 hours without you even noticing? And while you have no idea, it may already be attaching itself. To do that, it usually chooses places you rarely check. Back of the knees, armpits, the groin area, places where the skin is soft and warm. What makes ticks so deceptive is that at first they are almost invisible. That's why most people only notice them when it's already too late. And while millions are spent every year on sprays, yard treatments, and pest control services, many overlook a surprising alternative. Because ticks don't always have to be fought directly, you can also block their path. And you can do that with something that is surprisingly simple. Stay with me, because in this video, I'll show you why ticks find you in the first place, why many people treat their yards completely the wrong way, how to use natural scent barriers effectively, and how to build a 3-stage protection system using simple methods for clothing, for your yard, and for yourself. But know this, it is not a miracle cure, not a magical mixture, and I'm not going to tell you that an herbal spray kills ticks. That's not the point. The point is to understand the mechanisms so you can make better decisions. Because sometimes protection doesn't begin with more chemicals. It begins with more understanding. I used to think tick problems only affect hikers, people who go deep into the woods, or campers. Wrong. Many people pick up ticks right in their own yard, while pulling weeds, walking the dog, playing with their children, cleaning up behind the garage. What makes these creatures so tricky is this. Ticks do not hunt. They do not jump. They do not fly. They wait. Still. For hours, days, weeks. They can survive for months without blood. Maybe you also thought they drop down from trees. Not true. They wait in low grass, on leaves, under bushes, and the moment something brushes past, they latch on within seconds. To a shoe, to a sock, to a pant leg, into a dog's fur. And then it begins. Slowly, almost invisibly, they move until they find a warm, soft place. Many protective measures work worse than people think, because most people treat the wrong places. And now, listen carefully. You need to understand this to counter tick encounters. Ticks do not see well. They do not track you like a predator. They orient themselves using signals: body heat, moisture, breath, and above all, smell. Your body constantly leaves behind a kind of trail, not visible, but chemical. And that is exactly what ticks use. That means if that trail is changed, masked, or disrupted, orientation becomes much more difficult for ticks. And this is where strong scent layers come into play. Thyme, cedar, clove, rosemary, garlic. Not because they are poisonous to ticks, but because intense smells can change the environment. And that's exactly why. We're now going to look at how this principle can be used in practice. But before we begin, think about this. If protection always means spraying everything broadly, why do people constantly have to buy more? New bottles, new treatments, new appointments? Of course, there are situations where professional measures make sense, but a pest control technician doesn't know your yard. They don't know where your dog lies every day, which area always stays damp, where leaves collect, which bush has been casting shade for weeks. But you do, and that's exactly why it's worth understanding first how ticks actually live. Now let's move on to the first stage of our protection system. Not around the neck, not on the arms, but lower down, where ticks usually begin. Shoes, socks, pant legs, garden gloves, backpacks. You'll need about half a cup of witch hazel water, half a cup of distilled water. Optionally, a little vegetable glycerin, and a few drops of strongly scented herbal oils. For example, thyme, cedarwood, a little clove, a little lemongrass. Put everything into a spray bottle, shake thoroughly, and then do not spray it on your body. Only on contact points, shoe openings, socks, pant legs up to the knees, gloves, the outside of the backpack. But be careful. Natural does not automatically mean harmless. Do not spray on animals. Do not spray into the face. Do not apply to children's skin. Do not get it into the eyes. And if the fabric is delicate, test first on an inconspicuous area. So that was stage 1. You probably realize this alone is not enough to provide complete protection. So here comes stage 2 of our protection system. Now we go to the places where many ticks actually originate. The edges, not the middle of the lawn, but fence lines, leaf litter, damp corners, bushes, wood piles, shaded areas. That's where ticks feel especially comfortable. For this layer, you'll need about 1 liter of hot water, 4 to 6 crushed garlic cloves, some clove or thyme, optionally a few drops of cedar oil, and a small splash of mild natural soap, so the mixture sticks better. Let it steep for several hours, strain it, then pour it into a garden sprayer. But please, don't flood everything. Many people make exactly this mistake. They treat 10 square meters, even though the ticks are sitting on half a square meter. Instead, work in zones. Zone 1, boundary areas, places where the yard meets wild vegetation. Zone 2, damp shaded areas, under shrubs, next to sheds, under stacked wood. Makes sense, right? Are you ready for stage 3 of this protection system? Then let's go. Now we move to the skin. Crush a few cloves. Crushing releases the part that matters. They produce a scent that ticks cannot stand. Now mix the cloves with 300 milliliters of hot water. Something important happens here. The heat releases the active compounds from the cloves and makes the liquid extremely potent. But it gets even better. Here comes something that enhances the effect even further. Add about 100 milliliters of apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar and cloves work synergistically. They reinforce each other's effects. Finally, add a few drops of eucalyptus essential oil. Its fresh, intense scent acts like a natural barrier that ticks dislike. Even a small amount can noticeably strengthen the mixture. Mix everything thoroughly, and your solution is ready to use. Strain the liquid through a cloth and pour it into a spray bottle. You can now spray it onto the skin. Now you're protected on 3 levels. But still, don't become careless and make the same mistake many others make, because that's exactly why sprays often do very little. They go outside, and afterward, simply continue as usual. Instead, do this. When you come back inside, check your ankles, socks, waistband, behind the knees, armpits, neck, behind the ears. And if pets were outside, ears, belly, between the paws, at the base of the tail, because ticks rarely sit in plain sight. They look for protected places. And one more tip for the yard. Keep grass short. Remove damp leaves. Trim bushes. Do not store wood directly next to the house. It sounds simple, but it is often more effective than any additional bottle of spray, so that you have the complete picture. None of these methods makes you untouchable to ticks, and no scent barrier replaces attentiveness. This is not a magical protective bubble. Natural scents may help, make you less attractive to ticks. They may disrupt pathways, make contact points less inviting, but they guarantee nothing. If you live in a region with very high tick pressure, if your yard is heavily overgrown, if pets constantly move through underbrush, then spray alone is not enough. Then you need multiple layers. Yard maintenance, regular checks, protective clothing, and sometimes professional measures. Also, essential oils are not automatically harmless. Some people react sensitively. Cats are especially sensitive. And even natural mixtures should not be used uncontrolled on skin or animals. The goal is not to spray more. The goal is to act more deliberately, because safety often doesn't come from more products. It comes from better decisions. And maybe that's actually the deeper point. This isn't really only about ticks. It's about something bigger. People used to observe their surroundings differently. They knew where water collects, which plants attract insects, which scents animals avoid. They had no apps, no subscription models, no seasonal specialty products. They had attention and experience. Today, we often rely on some product solving the problem. A spray, a service, a label with the words maximum protection. And sometimes that works, but sometimes we forget something. That knowledge itself is a form of protection. Understanding why something works makes you more independent, not independent from every danger, but more independent from blind hope. Because if you know why ticks prefer certain places, why smells influence their behavior, and how you can intentionally change your own yard, then you stop waiting for someone else to solve the problem. Then you act.